Welcome back to this episode as Amanda takes a pop off of her drink. It's a water, but it's flavored?
Yes.
Okay. And you just finished your snack/lunch that I've been waiting on you to finish so we can get started, which is some kind of little tuna pack deal. I don't know.
I had to have a bite of something because I didn't get toast in Sunday school this morning.
Those little tuna packs are pretty good, but there's not enough there. I mean, if you want a little quick protein or something like that, yeah, for a woman,
that little one
a
had
young child would be fine, but
13,
a grown
14
adult,
pounds. Here I am, blip, 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 tongue-tied now.
A grown adult can't live off that unless you eat 5 packs at a time.
I eat that for lunch, and that's all I'll eat for lunch.
That's crazy. That is enough that you if you could do it just right, you can slide it out of the pack.
Yeah,
and it would.
Now I would like it on some bread, but I just don't take the time to do it for lunch. But it's a good little snack.
I know when I went to Honduras, I think I took several of those. Maybe, I don't know. But speaking of Honduras, a place similar to that you just got back from is Costa Rica. Let's talk about your trip to Costa Rica.
It's been a wild 2 weeks.
So
we got to lead up to Costa Rica.
You basically, you won, or
I earned.
You earned.
I earned it because I worked my bootay off.
Yeah, you earned it from your nail business. You sell nails for Red Aspen. Yes. Is that how you would say it? You sell it for them, or
I make a commission.
Make a commission off of what you sell.
I earn free stuff.
And so, from everything that you sold, whatever, like of a past year,
from last December 2024 through the end of March, so you got 4 months to earn so many points. And at the beginning of March, I earned my points about the second week of March. So I was sitting.
So that won you all expense paid.
All expense paid. I ain't never been nowhere.
Yeah.
You know where that's from? Yeah. I guess everybody else won't, will they?
Yeah. Yeah, they do. They know.
So, we got to lead up to the Costa Rica thing.
If you want to.
Like, packing in the dark.
Yeah.
I'm a procrastinator. I had to pack in the dark.
So, let's start with your flight. You needed to be at the airport on a Sunday morning at what time? 4? 3:50?
3:30. We was trying for 3:30 because my flight. I had my flight started boarding at 4:30, so we tried to get that, but my flight didn't leave until 5:01 or whatever. So we got up at 2:00, 2:15.
Yeah. So leading up to that,
I pack in the dark. We get storms.
Yeah, our power went off.
Before that, this is why I may not have had a best of trip that I could have had. That don't make sense, does it?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. So
you couldn't enjoy yourself.
That's it. I couldn't enjoy myself. I felt like I couldn't let go and enjoy because my dad passed away 2 days before I was supposed to leave for Costa Rica.
So this was on a Friday.
So he passed on a Friday. And I played with whether I was going or not, actually, for the next day or so. I didn't have time. I had to decide yes or no. So I decided that, with talking with Jody, we decided that it would be fine for me to go, that my dad would want me to go. He wouldn't not want me to go. I earned that. He was excited for me. So I was going. But in the meantime, we have to go on Saturday to do some planning. And we're in the funeral home. And these storms start rolling in.
Just out of nowhere.
The power. Okay, now, you're in the funeral home and the power goes off. That's a little creepy.
And just right before it went off, I think that's when Nicholas called me while I was in there.
Yeah.
And he was at home. And he said, hey, power just went off. He said, there's a bad storm that came through. I said, we can hear it outside. You know, it's getting strong. Got on the phone with him, and it wasn't a minute or so, and then the power went off at the funeral home.
That was weird. It went off and on.
Went off and on. Did it 3 times, but then it came on and stayed on.
It stayed on, so we finished up there, whatever. Yeah. And we head home,
Well, we went to your dad's house to check on some stuff. Anyway,
oh yeah, because we needed to go down there and make sure the storm didn't come through. Well, actually, it did.
Well, we just need to finish some stuff. But when we left there, we just found out that trees
down.
everywhere. I mean, random. You'd go a mile down the road and there's
it's
a couple
like everywhere
more.
we went, we was
there was
chasing the storm line.
Yeah. So then when we headed back home, when we got down our road, just a few houses down before we got to our houses, then we saw, well, there's your problem right there. With the power lines down and a big old tree on it.
Big old tree on it.
So this is now we're talking, say, 3, 4 o'clock on a Saturday evening. Amanda's got to be at the airport by, say, 3:30. Just say 4 o'clock at the very latest.
At the very latest. Because I had to go through customs and all that. Yeah. No. I didn't go through customs at Birmingham.
Yeah.
I went through customs.
Anyway,
Dallas,
we can get to that.
Right? Okay. Yeah. I get confused on security and customs.
Well, you get me confused because you're jumping back and forth. So that's just with our time.
That's just me. So, I'm just my ADD.
Yeah. So we
4 o'clock at the latest.
Anyway, so
then we had some people bring some food.
Right.
And
so we didn't have power, so we
had to eat outside.
So yeah, we had the people that came over. We told them, say, we can eat in the house if you want to, but it's
going to be hot.
It's going to be cooler outside, and that ain't saying much because it's not a.
It was
summer.
Comfortable though. To
right.
me, it was comfortable.
Right.
To you, it was hot. Yeah, but
so it got late, and then long story short,
I didn't want to pack.
I went to bed.
I needed to wash.
You were still up. And so I probably got 4 hours of sleep maybe, and you probably got 2 hours of sleep. But
I think it was 12:30 when I finally laid down.
Yeah,
I had to get up at 2:15. Had no clue what I really packed. I threw things in there.
Yeah.
Note to self: I won't take a carry-on when I go for a long trip like that anymore. I was shoving and pushing.
Because you couldn't get it in the.
Because I couldn't get it in there.
Was it under your seat or in the?
No. I mean my stuff in the carry-on.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just gonna suck it up and pay for a bag.
No.
Yes, I am.
No, I'd do a carry-on.
Nope.
Well.
If you were a girl, you wouldn't. And I learned my lesson because I had to leave stuff there because I couldn't get it back in my bag.
But anyway, so we got up that morning, and it was raining, and it rained the whole way there, lightning, all that. Got you there.
I was. Yeah. Really nervous to fly.
But you got to remember that we didn't have power all night long.
So I didn't even get ready.
So, so we're using flashlights and lights on the phone and all that. And they had said that sometime Sunday, like Sunday afternoon, is when it was going to come on. So this is very unusual for us. We don't ever lose power. If we do, it's not.
And I had just bought groceries because I knew I was going, so I bought the boys, all their freezer stuff.
So our
They're fast.
refrigerator's semi-full. And so get you to the airport. I leave. Now you're checking in. You're doing your thing. Right?
Yep.
Well, you can take it from there because all I did was drive back and wish I was in the bed and knew I had to teach Sunday school and do some work. And
I was just afraid that we weren't going to be able to take off because it was still storming and all, but the flight was actually fine. I guess it had went.
It's strange to take off in rain, though. It feels to me like, how can you get an airplane to go and even to stop? Like landing in the rain? When we came back from Tampa that time, it was raining when we came back.
Yeah.
And it was like, how are they going to stop this plane with this rain? It just feels like you just skid on down.
Can we figure out another way to stop a plane? Why are we not slowing down a little bit more before we hit that ground?
Well, because you'd crash. That's why. Because you have to be a certain speed to land.
You're still going fast.
You don't want to stall out and then try and land.
But daggum, when you land and you're like...
And then when you... Yeah, it's called brakes. And there's not a better thing than brakes, so I'm sorry. I mean, you can throw that parachute behind you, but you're still going to need some brakes. Sorry.
Well, these landings probably weren't as bad as the first time I flew by myself last year. That landing when we got to where'd I go? Indianapolis. That landing was bad. It scared me. These were smoother.
All right, so you're on the plane. You're taking off. You've got to go where?
Got to go to Dallas.
You go to Dallas. You've got a layover?
A couple of hours, but by the time you get to where you're going, it's like, you're glad you got that much time in between, because I had to ride the train to get to another terminal.
You don't want to be in a rush when you don't know where you're at.
And I'm like, I got no clue. I'm texting people. I'm like, am I supposed to do this? Am I supposed to get on this train? It's called Skyline at Dallas. It was called the Skyline, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's what it was called. I'm like, I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know if it meant I was supposed to get on there and go. I'm like, well, I got time. So if I'm not at the right place. So then I get to the, what's that called? The terminal? Is that, no, what's your different places? I guess that is the terminal.
I guess so.
Theirs were labeled like A, B, C, D. And, well, I went to A, and then they changed us to D. No, I went to D. And then, if you don't have these notices on your phone, and you're not like watching the computer or whatever up there, I was sitting there with a couple of other girls, and they're like, oh, they just changed our terminal.
Look, this is what gripes me about the world today, is like, so I can't just be a simple man and say, I don't want to be involved with a cell phone and I want to carry cash. If the world is doing away with what makes my life simple.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Cash should be taken everywhere. But now everywhere you go is like they don't accept it. They want debit or credit, all that jazz. And then when it comes to, like you're saying with the phone, well, guess what? A lot of people use their phone to show what's on their phone to the ticket agent or
the boarding
whatever.
pass.
Boarding
but
pass.
I actually had my boarding passes printed out this
but also,
time,
like
what
you're talking about with the changes and stuff like
the
that, the phone
of the
is
terminal.
Right. So if
she hadn't have noticed it, we'd have probably still been sitting there. You know.
Yeah.
So we had changed terminals right there, but that we walked there. That it wasn't too far, but getting on that Skyline thing, I felt like I rode for 20 minutes. That's a big airport. Yeah. Dallas is huge.
All right, so you get on the airplane.
So we get on at Dallas.
How long a flight are we talking?
Dallas to Costa Rica was...
I'm wearing my American flag socks, by the way.
I see your American flag socks. Dallas to Costa Rica was 3.5 hours. It wasn't too bad. That flight was good. I think I slept a little bit on it.
All right, so you get there, you get off, but you rode with somebody. You had somebody on the plane or several people.
Yeah, we had several.
Okay,
there were several people on the same plane.
So it's
from
not
Dallas.
like you land and like, all right, now what do I do?
Yeah,
you got other people that
so
you
we
can say,
landed
hey, now
this
what do we do?
little bitty airport. And that's where you got to go through customs, right? And all of that. And they're bringing you in through customs. So
passport, all that.
Yeah. You had to give the passport out the other one, but you had to answer all these questions when you got there.
Why are you here? Do you have any fruit? Did they ask you that?
No, that's on the way back.
Okay.
That was on the way back. What are you going for? How long are you staying? Where are you going to? Well, dummy me, didn't know the place we were going, so I'm glad the girl that I was walking with, she's like, you're going to need this address. So she texted to me.
So you just can't say, I don't know, but I'm staying at a hotel because I'm on vacation.
Yeah.
Then they're going to be like, what are they going to do? Like, sorry if you don't know where you're going.
Yeah. But it wasn't as bad as I thought. When we got off and we got in there, I thought we're going to be here for hours because the line was so long to get through customs.
Mm-hmm.
But probably about 45 minutes and we were through there. And then we had buses waiting on us. Had the people with the little Red Aspen sign waiting on us. And from there, it was a 2-hour drive on roads that were worse than Walker County where we live. And that's pretty bad at some places. It was a bumpy.
Lot worse. A lot worse.
It was a bumpy, a windy.
Were they all paved?
They might have been paved, but they weren't good.
Okay.
So...
Because when I went to Honduras, you went to like regular roads to where roads with potholes, and then you went to roads with just holes everywhere, and then you went to no asphalt. It's just nothing but mud.
No, I
and
think
dirt.
we got
we
all state asphalt.
Different place, of course, and we had different.
But we were close to Honduras. That's close to Honduras. Yeah. So
you're a country over.
Yeah. So we go there, and of course, like, we're all ready to get there. And of course, they're like, oh, we're going to take y'all this shortcut way, and we're going to let you drop by the gift shop. I don't want to go to no gift shop right now.
But they do. They want you to.
Take me to
They want your
resort.
money. They say American.
I didn't buy nothing. I didn't buy
money.
nothing. I just got off and stretched my legs and got back on and said, let's go.
All right, so 2-hour trip. So scenery on the way, nothing spectacular, or halfway there.
There was some good scenery. There was, you seen some volcanoes, and it was just a lot of land.
Flat, hilly,
both.
Mountainous.
Yeah, both.
The ocean.
No, I didn't see the ocean.
Till you got where you're.
Yeah, till basically we got where we were going. I mean, I think we passed it and I missed it, but so.
Oh, so you get there and it's like when you first step out, you're like, wow, this is amazing? Or is it like you're just seeing a sign and having to walk to a hotel?
You just, like, the whole Red Aspen team is there welcoming you. That was fun. The CEOs were there. They hugged your neck and welcomed you, and then you go in.
Let's go back for 1 second. Air conditioning on the bus? Or windows down?
Yes, air conditioning was on the bus.
Now, when we're talking bus, are we talking like a big van, or are we talking like a school
the church bus? Like our church bus. Like a 15-passenger type bus thingy.
Okay.
But on the way back, it was
kind of like a shuttle.
Bus. Yeah, a shuttle.
Like
yeah, that's probably a better word, a shuttle.
All right, so they're welcoming you with open arms.
And they're welcoming, and you got to go check in.
Temperature outside?
It was okay.
Just like a summertime day.
Yeah, it was okay. It was a summertime day because you're walking like through the opening of the resort. You're going through there, and you go over here and you check in. You get your swag bag, and my room's not ready. So everybody else is going to their room, and everybody else is not getting there at the same times either. Because everybody's flight's different. So, my director's already there. She's like, come on, get in, go change. Let's go to the pool. So I'm like, my room's not ready. So I had to wait about 15, 20 minutes for my room to be ready.
No big deal. That's not right.
Well, when you're standing in there by yourself and you really don't know what to do, and I'm starving, so they got some food over there. So I went and got a sandwich. It was pretty good. I don't know what I ate, but I got a sandwich. It was good. Then finally I get my room. I go up to my room, get changed. Oh, did we talk about the monkey stuff on the last podcast, that I'd have to watch out for monkeys?
I think you'd mentioned
that
they warned about it. Yeah, you can they have a lock on the top. Is it at the top?
Okay.
On the inside?
Yeah, on the inside. So I really thought that was
And that's monkey proof in the room?
That's monkey proof in the room. I really thought that was they're just saying that, but okay, so anyway, we'll get to the monkeys. You get ready, and it's like you just go. Like you just have free range of this whole resort. Everything's free.
So you just roam around the resort.
You just roam around.
Different pools and different little...
There was like, oh my goodness, 4, 5 different pools. There was like 4 or 5 different restaurants. You finally walk all the way down, winding, and you get to the ocean.
So it's beach access.
It is beach access.
It's attached to it.
Yes. Okay. You just got to get there without sweating to death. I thought Alabama had humidity.
It's hot down there.
Costa Rica got the humidity. When you can't even sit out at 7 o'clock in the morning and have breakfast without sweating, and I don't sweat much.
You get close to the equator.
But
this is what happens.
Whew, I was sweating. It's like you got to go by the pool or you can't hack it. I can't.
Well, just think about living down there.
I know.
Having a regular job.
I guess you get used to it, though.
I mean, I've lived in Alabama.
But
I've lived in Alabama for 49 years, and I hadn't gotten used to the heat yet.
How long was that?
49. You can say it again.
Ooh.
A little over. 49 in a few months.
Oh. So, that night.
So what I'm going to do too is, as on YouTube, as we're discussing this, I'll pop some videos of the monkeys. When you start talking about the monkeys, I'll put that on there.
So that night we just got there. My roommate didn't get there till late. Bless her heart. She didn't even get a welcome committee.
Because everybody came in at different times.
Mm-hmm. And we had, what did we do the first night? We had dinner somewhere. One of the restaurants. Then
I thought at the beginning of this was like a working trip. Like y'all had a thing to go to, like every day that you'd have classes or whatever.
No, not this one. Not the one you earned. Girls' Weekend. What's called Girls' Weekend. I don't know why they call it Girls' Weekend.
I think y'all need to change the name, swap them around. Girls' Weekend needs to be like, hey, the free trip.
Right. But Girls' Weekend is like our conference where you go and you do classes and you hear speakers.
Seminars.
And, stuff like that. But no, this one was you do what you want to do. Anytime you want to do it.
So you trying to kind of relax the first night, went out to eat.
I went to the ocean, we saw the sunset and all that. So that was nice the first night.
You should have took a picture of that, a video.
I got a picture.
Okay.
I got lots of pictures.
Okay.
And then the next morning, of course, like I'm not a get up early person, but let me tell you, I could not sleep. I slept fine through the night, but at 5 and 5:30, I was ready to get up and go out. And like I would just lay there because my friend over here, she was asleep, so I didn't want to get up. Oh, hold up. We got to talk about the room.
Yeah, tell us about
the room. Is not private at all. Not what I consider private. It's one big room. Okay, that's fine. Your shower is behind a glass door and your commode is behind a glass door that if anybody else is in your room, they're going to hear you using the bathroom. And you can pull the curtain, but that's still not privacy to me. I don't know.
So there's no doors in there or nothing? As far there's not a door to like make a room to make?
No.
So you don't have like a bathroom. It's just kind of open.
It's just kind of
over to the side.
A big room. I mean, we'll show you a picture of that.
That's strange.
So that was very strange when I got there. It's not private, but whatever.
So what's the temperature in the room? I mean, could you get it down as cold as you wanted it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we kept it cold, and then we'd have to turn it back up because I had it too cold. One day we left, and I forgot to turn it back up a little bit. It was freezing when we come back in there.
Well, I'd rather it be freezing than you get in there. And it's like, it's too warm and trying to get it back cool would take forever.
Yeah. So,
so you got up.
Like, I was up and ready to go. Like, Jody would have loved to have been on this trip with me because I did not stay in the bed. I was up and ready to go. And I'm never up and ready to go.
It drives me crazy. I'm like itching to go. I was like, there's daylight. Something's got to be done. Let's go find out what needs to be done.
And it wasn't like they had blackout curtains and everything, so it wasn't like the sun was coming in waking me up.
Well, time change, different location.
Yeah.
All
and I
this
wasn't
stuff.
tired. Like I didn't feel like I was
you get this in your mind too.
And so I was up and ready to go every morning by 6 o'clock. Like it was perfect. And so the second day we have sunrise and mimosas, and that was the breakfast. And then the rest of that day, you done what you wanted to do, whatever you wanted to do. And then our teams would kind of meet up and have lunch or dinner together. We got dressed up for dinner and went to the different restaurants. We ate lunch one day with all these days run together. We ate lunch one day with the CEO. Then we had, then Tuesday we had an excursion. You could have done extreme, which was whitewater rafting, rappelling, zip line, horseback riding, and hot springs, man-made, not man-made hot springs, natural hot springs. That's what I'm trying to say. But I didn't opt for that one. I opted for the easy one, just the hot springs and lunch. But you had to ride a tractor to get there. After we had rode the bus, again, another almost 2 hours.
Not that far?
Yes.
Oh, I'd have said nah.
Well, we wished, the one that we had picked, we wish we'd have just stayed. Now, the view when we got there was beautiful. And we were told that they recorded one of the Jurassic Parks at this volcano. So
that's a tourist selling point.
Maybe
That's what that is.
Maybe it was, but it was beautiful anyway. We'll put that picture in too. We got Costa Rica, authentic Costa Rica food there, but it was like beef and pork. Like I got a pork chop. It was good. From
the local pigs that run around on the beach.
I guess so. And then we went to the hot springs. So from there to get to the hot springs, you had to ride tractors. And that was another 30-minute ride. It was crazy. But I mean, it was fun. But we did have one lady, she doesn't do good with riding. She gets sick.
And she chanced it.
She did.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. She did not feel good when we got there at all.
Why do you take a trip to Costa Rica if you're not good with riding?
Well, I mean, we didn't know it. We didn't know.
In the plane?
I guess so.
She was fine on the bus?
No. She was.
Why would you put yourself through all that? I don't know.
I guess, we didn't know how bad, bumpy, and all that it was going to be.
Well, I guess, too, you didn't know it was a 2-hour ride after you landed on the plane, so...
Well, we did know that one,
but
we didn't know the excursion ones were going to be that far. So, we did that excursion, and then, so that was Tuesday. We got back that night. Of course, we went and ate at a restaurant. Wednesday, Wednesday we got to do what you wanted to do the whole day. And then that evening was the dinner on the beach. And it was all white. So, like, you had to dress up in the white dress. And then we had prom after that, under the sea prom, dance going away party. So we had to redress for that.
That's crazy.
So it was fun.
So, look, you have skipped through and not said a single word about a monkey.
Well, I was getting through all that.
Okay. But you made it sound like you didn't see a monkey till the end of your trip.
No. I forgot what we did in the first day. But some of the people, some of our friends did. They got in their room with them in the room. The other lady thought it was the other lady over there making noise. And it wasn't. And she turns around and the monkey has stole their Chex Mix. And out the door with it.
That and bubblegum, wasn't it? Was it?
That was the next. That was
okay.
another time that they got the bubblegum, throwing the bubblegum at people. So then Wednesday is when we finally saw monkeys. And I FaceTimed y'all.
Yeah.
And we fed the monkeys. You're not supposed to feed the monkeys.
So they come up on your banister.
They come up on the balcony. And like, I really thought they were going to come in the door. And I got nervous of looking. Like, we never had food in our room except we did order room service a couple of nights. But, like, that food was already gone. So, we didn't have snacks or anything in our room. But it was a sight.
So why don't you feed the monkeys? Why did they tell you?
I don't know, but everybody feeds them. They got to know that everybody feeds these monkeys.
Why did y'all feed the monkeys when they tell you not to?
Because everybody else was. Peer pressure. And they take it right out of your hand. I think I fed mine pineapple.
Do they like gingerly grab it, or do they?
No, they grab that stuff. Whatever you give them. I think somebody tried to give them pretzels. They don't like pretzels. They just shooed the pretzels away and walked on. It was funny.
Too salty.
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, I know the one you sent me. I think is it pineapple that he's eating? He's sitting on the banister, or the railing.
Yeah, that's
and
the one I fed him.
He chews on it, then he looks straight up like he's sucking the juice out of it.
Yeah,
I
think that's what he does.
And takes a bite.
Because you can hear it. I think you can hear it.
I don't know, but I think that was just weird.
Then you had some that had babies on their back.
So they just hang out, and if you don't get them food,
just
they
the morning time.
Off.
Yeah, and it's just like the morning time.
And
between 7 and 9.
If they get in your room, they look for shiny things.
Shiny things. So one day, the day we went to the hot springs, my fingers were swelling. So I took my rings off and put them in the safe. So there was nothing left out.
And then one day you texted me and said, "Hey, I think I've lost my watch."
Oh, yeah. I had no clue, but...
And then I told you, I
didn't even put it on. You said the monkey got it.
Well, I said, no, look at all the wrists of every monkey
look at the monkey's wrist. That's the day we spent the whole day at the pool, and I didn't even put it on. And I guess I thought I had put it on, and I didn't. Oh, and on day 2, my director that's over me, she got us 80-minute massages. That was nice.
Was it?
Yeah, it was. That was real nice.
So I'd be afraid it was like a deep tissue massage.
You just tell them. I mean, she would ask you, is that too hard? Or
I'd be like, yes.
Yeah, you would. You won't even do it. They ask you if you have any points that need more, massaging or whatever. I was like, no.
Anywhere on my back.
So, yeah. My shoulders, my
back,
neck.
Shoulders, neck, yeah.
But that was nice. They had a cold plunge. 80 minutes. I know, I thought that was long, but it wasn't. They had this, so at the spa, they had this rotation that you were supposed to do too. And one of them was a cold plunge. And I didn't have time to do it. I really wanted to do it to test it, to see if I could do it and how cold it was. And then they came and got us. I'd forgotten about it. And they came and got us for our massage. We went in the sauna. We went in the steam room. Oh, the steam room? It took your breath.
With the 3 pools of water that was really hot? It was almost like... Each one was hotter?
Yeah, that was at the natural springs.
Yeah, and you said that
so the one that we got in was hot. I think it was like my shower water. I like my showers hot.
So there's one before that so it wouldn't have been as hot?
No, it was hotter. So he took us all the way down.
No, but I was saying, like, you took the middle one. Wasn't there 3 different ones you could...
yeah, but the one we went to first, these weren't all connected.
Oh, okay.
They weren't connected. So the one he took us down to first, it was just for Red Aspen people. So he took us down in there. I know. Ooh. And we took some pictures and stuff. And it was hot like bath water. And then you could do a mud bath, which is not exactly what I thought it was. It was mud in buckets, and you wiped it all over you, and you go stand and you bake in the sun. I thought, when you tell me a mud bath, I thought we getting down in.
Yeah, I thought you got in mud.
Well,
kinda.
The other crew that done the bigger excursion. So anyway, we're walking around, and we see another pool that says, I forget what the temp on it was. And so this guy was going down in it, and he's like, oh my, this is hot. He's like, but my wife will like it. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to try it. I'm the only one out of our crew that tried it. So I went down 3 steps, and I was done. I got back out of it.
Just too hot.
It was hot. It was really hot. Yeah, you could not have done it. You barely could have done the first one we went in.
Yeah, probably not.
So,
I don't like hot.
Yeah.
But I couldn't do a cold plunge either. That'd be...
I know.
When our hot water heater went out one time and I had to take a cold shower, that was miserable. I don't know how people do a cold plunge.
I don't know either, but I wanted to do it, and I
don't have the willpower.
I totally forgot, and we ran out of time to do that. So I had a good time. Would I go back? Yes. If it was free, yes. I think that's the thing I like the most about it.
I wonder how expensive it'd be if you went for 4 days. You just walk
up and say, I need a Coke.
Yeah.
I need a slice of pizza.
But your trip back, you said you sat beside somebody.
Oh my goodness, that was from
Oh, you landed in Miami.
This time I had to go to Miami.
And you had a 3-hour layover?
I had a 3 or 4 hour layover somewhere in there. I can't remember.
Yeah, because you didn't get back till midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning.
I didn't get home till after 1 o'clock.
On a Monday morning. Sunday night, Monday morning.
No,
what am I?
No.
Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
Yeah.
So on the way back, I've had good flights. You know, everything's gone smooth. Except I did get nervous. Did I not text you when we was going through... when it was the flight from Costa Rica to Miami, they started pulling people out and checking them. And I'm a little not agitated. I'm a little almost freaking out because I'm like, my suitcase is so packed. If he opened that thing, it's all going to pop out on him. And I'm like, how am I going to get everything back in here?
That'd be a struggle.
I was struggling. And so they had somebody up there as my turn was coming up. They already had somebody over there. She couldn't get my thing to scan. I'm like, oh my gosh. Well, she had to type it in. I was going to say receipt, my ticket, whatever it's called, boarding pass.
Yeah.
It wasn't scanned. She typed it in. Fine. We went on. I'm like, oh. I could just see my suitcase popping open and all my stuff falling out.
Right.
And how am I going to get it back in there? Because it took me a flipping minute to get it all in there to start with. I left some stuff at Costa Rica.
Did
2
you?
dresses and some shoes.
Did you really?
I did. They were Shein dresses. They cost me, one was $6 and one was $12. I mean, you know, I wouldn't ever wear them again anyway. But we got these swag bags and we got the biggest towel. It was so thick. I mean, it was a good gesture.
So you had to make room for stuff.
Yeah, so that's why I say next time I will not do a carry-on.
Well, just don't take as much.
You're there 4 days. You need swim clothes. You need dress clothes. You got.
Yeah, but y'all had too many dress appearances.
You're a woman. You're gonna carry
day.
all these because you don't know what you want to wear.
So anyway, once you got on the Miami flight to Birmingham.
Once we got on the Miami flight, every night there was a show. Forgot that. There was these dancers, like one night was disco night, one night was, I guess, maybe Mexican night.
You talking about like Chippendale or what?
No.
No. I didn't know. You just said these dancers.
I don't know what performers. I don't know.
That's even better. That sounds better.
Well, whatever. They come out in their little outfits. And,
see, there you go.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, okay.
Digging yourself a hole.
No, because there was a 14-year-old boy dancing too.
Well, nowadays it don't matter. It really don't.
I don't know what his age was. He just looked really young. We done trivia one night down there, like in the main lobby part. You could go and ask for ice cream every night.
Yeah, you text me when need to know an answer for one of the trivia questions.
Oh yeah, I was texting Jody.
Yeah.
It was music trivia, but then it went into some movie trivia too, or something. Yeah. Anyway, so okay, we're done with all that. And on my way back from Miami to Birmingham is just 2-hour flight, hour and a half, something like that. It wasn't bad. But this guy that sat beside me smelled raunchy. He smelled like poop.
Really?
I think he was farting. I don't know what he was doing, but every time he would move in his seat, and I'm like, oh my gosh, he's pooped his pants.
How do people not know?
I don't know, but then he'd pick his nose.
I'd say that's nasty.
And I'm just like,
I mean, do you not just
I couldn't get any closer to the dang window over here. He stunk so bad. It was so bad. And it was just a 2-seater. There
wasn't 3 seats on
it wasn't 3 seats. It was 2 seats. So you were really close. So, yeah.
Was it a full flight, too?
Yes, that one was a full flight. Yep. All mine but one were a full flight. So the flight from Dallas to Costa Rica, me and this other guy got lucky, and there was nobody in between us. So we had plenty of room. And that was the flight I didn't have. I was a window seat, but there was no window there. I was so sad. I picked a window seat every time, and then I get there, and there's no window at that seat. Or I don't know. I don't understand why I didn't have a window. I was a little mad. because I couldn't get any good pictures.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So
you want something to glance out of.
I know.
Right there.
So my trip ended with stinky people.
But you had a good trip.
I did have a good trip.
And you'd do it again. And you'd go there on vacation if it wasn't too expensive.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't just
Do they have snorkeling and stuff like that?
Yes. Now, on the beach, of course they did. They had people coming up to you wanting you to do these excursions with them. You could snorkel, you could kayak, you could ride four-wheelers, you could get a massage on the beach. I think we had one or two that snorkeled. We had somebody that kayaked. I think we even had somebody get a massage on the beach. So, I mean, it was fun, but I think I just couldn't relax and really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Just because of the situation.
Of course.
So, would I go do it again? Yeah, I'd go do it again.
Yeah.
So, in September, we'll find out where next year's is. So, get ready. I'm going to bust it
Why has it got to be so far? Why can't they find somewhere?
I don't know.
I mean, you could go to Tampa.
Really?
I don't know.
Really?
Pick a place. Panama City.
Really? No.
Why not?
Not an everyday place
Vegas.
You could go.
There's plenty of vacation spots in the U.S. that you can go instead of going to Costa Rica. You don't think so?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay.
So that was like 230 women that earned that trip out of thousands.
That's crazy. That is crazy. I didn't realize this company was that big.
And it's actually small. 3 women started it in their dorm room.
So do they rent out the whole resort or what?
No, I thought it was rented out. But no, the whole resort wasn't rented out. But they did that night on the beach. They set out tables and they had a stage and all this stuff for us. And they had all the food out there on the beach. And and then I guess it was a ballroom or a conference room that can be turned into different things. That's where the prom or dance party was. It was in there. So I'm glad it wasn't outside because it was hot.
Yeah.
It was hot on the beach eating that night.
Yeah.
It was hot. It was just hot.
Hot.
So, yeah.
Rain?
No. It never rained while we were at the resort. It rained on us coming to the resort, and it rained on us going back to the airport. But at the resort, it didn't.
Unless it was overnight, you didn't know it.
Yeah. So
that's strange. I would have figured you'd get rain all the time.
Well, he said this was the rainy season. You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
But it was good. It might have sprinkled, but that was all. It was good. I'm back. I'm ready to go back.
Right.
Yeah. I need to enjoy it just a little bit better.
Yeah. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Glad you're back.
Did you enjoy it?
No, I did not. No. Too much going on.
You had too much going on.
Yep.
All right, so that's enough about me. I'm done. I've talked enough. This is not my podcast. It's yours.
Well, this was yours this time. We are done.
And done.
Yeah.
Out of here.
Yeah.
Shut her down.
Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on TikTok. Sometimes we do TikTok lives. We haven't done one in a while.
No. We need to put some bloopers out.
That's too hard.
No, it's not. You just do it and let it go.
What do you mean you just do? You have to go in and edit this and
no,
put the
you
bloopers
don't. Not a blooper. You just put it out there.
Oh. I don't know about that.
He don't like the bloopers.
All right. It's too much work.
It's not.
It is
That's
work.
the whole part.
No, it is work.
That's the whole point.
It is work. No, if you've got a blooper in your recording, that's fine. Is that what you mean?
No. When we started recording and there's a blooper at the beginning of this one.
Yeah, but if you put them together, you have to you have to find them and
No, you don't put them together. You cut it.
She don't know. You don't know what she's talking about. Go back to Costa Rica.
I just post every day. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's different.
Okay.
It's different, trust me.
On TikTok, it's not. Just put your blooper out there and let it go.
No, because this is all intertwined. You see this right here? It's like a file. It's called a laptop that you put this, you have to...
Acts like it's hard.
All right.
Clip it.
Check us out on our next episode. We're out of here. Bye.
See ya.